Hey folks, welcome to the SmackDown Podcast, your home for all your Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, NXT, all your wrestling recaps, reviews, predictions. I'm your host Kyle. Joining me today, we got the AJ Styles of podcast and Sebastian. What's up, buddy?
Hey, dude, so much.
Oh
Trying to
man,
rest up after old SummerSlam and Raw.
coming off an exhausting weekend of wrestling. We just went through what? We had NXT TakeOver in Toronto, and then last night's SummerSlam. And tonight's episode, we're covering Raw. And oh my God, we still got SmackDown, 205 Live, and NXT to get through. This is going to be a long week of wrestling. Oh man, and you are going 3 episodes strong now.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 more to go.
I joined in last night, but I was so sick and liquored up from SummerSlam, I can't even remember last night's episode. I just remember, like, at the end, Benji said we were recording for about 2 hours. It's just been this weekend's been an honest blur. If you guys can't tell, I'm a little under the weather. I'm going to try my best to get through here and muster up enthusiasm, but your boy is sick. He is so sick. Sebastian, I think I'm dying. I don't know what I'm going to do. Dude, I never get sick. Like, what do you take? like when your head and chest and throat and everything just feels like it's shutting down. Like, I don't even know what type of medicine to take to get over this. Is your family in Kentucky got any special remedies?
Nope, I just get over the counter shit half the time.
Yeah, God knows. I probably gotta listen
Cold
to my
and
wife.
night,
Oh my goodness.
unless it's strep, then you probably need to go to the doctor and get some antibiotics.
No. I took my kid. I forget, man. Like, children are just petri dishes for germs. I didn't realize this. But
My daughter has strep right now. So.
Yes, man, something going around. I'm telling you. From North Carolina to Kentucky, apparently. You live in Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna feel like a dumbass if you said you live in Kansas.
Indiana, dude, Indiana.
Oh man. Well, anyways, folks, follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod. You can follow us all individually. Myself at the Kai Tai Show. Mr. Sebastian here at WrestlingFan_32. Who's not with us today, Mr. Rob Rude and Benji. You can follow them at 2 Words Can't See Me and also at Calavera Comedy. If you're listening to us on the audio realm of things, we appreciate it. We're on Podbean, Spotify. Thanks. I still got to get on it and figure out how to get on iTunes and Google Play. But also, we are on YouTube. YouTube, I got a lot of big plans for, man. I learned that YouTube is a tough nut to crack. I think what people want from us is short-form content on YouTube. I got to figure something out there. Because I guess people don't really want to launch a YouTube video, which is like an hour to 2 hours with like one still image, you know. But if you guys are kind enough and you want to join and help us grow from the floor level up, because we are investing time into it and we're gonna do more with it, please head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, help us get to 100 subscribers so we can get our custom URL. Drop your suggestions in the comments on how we can make the show better on YouTube, because it's definitely different, man. I'm learning that the audience expects different on YouTube than, say, on Spotify, where you expect to listen to a long podcast. But enough about that, man. We just got done watching Raw. Sebastian, give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts on Raw.
It's a pretty good show. It had a couple meh moments, but I mean, I was pretty entertained for, I say, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5 hours of it.
Yeah.
Couple filler moments with the squad, the Bobby Roode stuff, but
Yeah.
other than that,
You can really tell what they're going to cut out on the Hulu version, you know?
yeah. Which I guess the Bobby Roode thing, not just being from Canada, but if he's in King of the Ring next week, then I guess that served a purpose too.
Yeah, that was cool. We got an announcement that it's going to be King of the Ring. I don't think it's going to be pay-per-view, which is where I really want to see it. Because back,
It starts next week.
yeah. Well, they've done this before where they gave a soft relaunch to King of the Ring. I think it was, oh God, who was it? I remember Wade Barrett won it. I want to say they did one more after that at some point years later. I can't think of.
Famous one eventually.
Yeah.
Something I remember famous.
And I think they did a Queen of the Ring, I want to say. Or maybe that was just what people wanted, but I want to say they did Queen of the Ring.
I don't.
I do remember, because back before Money in the Bank, back in the day, King of the Ring was like the unofficial, like, part of the Big Five. Because WWE's always got the Big Four pay-per-views. But there's always been, like, one extra pay-per-view that kind of stands out. Right nowadays, that's going to be the Money in the Bank. But back in the day, it was King of the Ring, man. It launched a lot of cool careers. You got Stone Cold that got launched there. Triple H got a good, got King of the Ring, I believe, one year as well. Booker T, look what he did with it, you know.
Kurt Angle, Edge.
Yeah, man, a lot of big names, Hall of Famers, World Champions, you know, all won King of the Ring, some point. A lot
Billy
of them.
Gunn. King of the Ring.
Was it Billy Gunn?
Yeah, I think 99. I want to say.
Yeah, Billy Gunn won it, and nothing really happened with him. Yeah,
Well, he won the Intercontinental Championship.
that's true. Yeah, he was never a top tier guy, unfortunately. Like, I mean, I was always entertained by him, but I never looked at him and was like, man, I want that to be like the guy.
Oh, I just brought that up because there's a Billy Gunn Facts Twitter. And he brings that up every day. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll check that out, man. Oh man. We got Sasha Banks' return tonight. That's gonna be spoiled in the thumbnail, by the way. So yeah, she just got her return. She got blue hair, so I guess that means she's a heel.
I kind of called that, man. I thought for sure it'd be either last night or not. I didn't think we were going to get through the week without Sasha.
Yeah. See, now I was expecting more like call ups and returns. Because we got Sasha. That was really the only one. I mean, I guess you could say Braun at the end, but he's only been off TV for like a week or two. So,
I think it's possible we'll see Gargano coming up, but after Saturday, I think he needs some.
yeah, he needs to make a big impact. I'm terrified he's going to end up on 205 Live, or the rumor is chasing the 24/7 championship. Oh man, just like, oh, it's hard to be optimistic, but who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, Raw in a nutshell, it was decent. I was kind of hoping for, like, you know, like the Raw after WrestleMania feel. I was kind of hoping we were gonna get something like that, and I think to a degree the crowd definitely were into the show. But nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy happened. Sasha Banks was the biggest thing to happen. And they made it look like Brock Lesnar was there, but we never saw him. Unless I missed him like during a commercial or something.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. Let's get the rundown going, man. We're about 10 minutes in. Let's run down this show and kind of break down our thoughts on this segment. Now I told you earlier, I was actually at work when Raw started, so I had it playing on my phone, but I did try to tune in as much as I could. So I'll let you run us through the show.
Opened up, Seth came out and just talked about how he slayed the beast for the second time and all that. And you kind of had a feeling somebody was going to come out and challenge him. Ended up being AJ Styles. I didn't expect that. I didn't really know who I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting the club.
The OC.
Yep. They just went back on the mic, back and forth, and Styles said he wants to figure out who the best champion is. Laid down a challenge. Seth accepted. Styles told the club to leave the ring, kind of showing it to be one-on-one, and then all of a sudden they jumped back on the apron, kind of sign of things to come later on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can't count them out, dude. They're fully healed. They're a pack of wild dogs, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is the singles feud going forward, a champ versus champ singles feud. We haven't seen the world title and the U.S. title, or actually no, I think maybe it was. I don't know if it was Universal at the time. No, it was just the world championship. Since Seth Rollins and John Cena faced off against each other, and Seth ended up being a double champ, man. He had the world championship and he had the United States championship, and then he had to defend them both at a pay per view. That's when Sting debuted, I think. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, not debuted. That was he debuted at Survivor Series.
No, he wrestled for
League.
one of the titles.
Yeah.
Damn, Sting had a freaking championship match. That's so crazy, man.
And that ended up being the literally the camel that broke the or
The
what
straw that
camel's
broke
back.
the camel's
Whatever.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that buckle bomb, man. Yeah, after that, dude, Seth wasn't allowed to do that buckle bomb for a while. Excuse me.
That's pretty much it. They just laid down the challenge and teased, the club being a part.
Yeah.
After that, no commercial. We would go straight to the Street Profits. Talking about SummerSlam.
These guys are some of the best parts of our television, man. And Dawkins stayed up at the after party too. Like Dawkins was dehydrated and like about to pass out, man. He sells it so well. Like you legitimately believe these guys really were up all night partying.
He's kind of cracking me up though with his little crush on Nikki Cross. That's a new.
Yeah, that's good.
Sami Zayn interrupted.
Oh yeah, that was good.
What would you say?
No, I was just saying that was really good. I forgot about the Sami Zayn getting caught talking crap.
Yeah, they talk about how Zayn talks about how joy kind of gets taken away from you when you get. Well, he points to the fans, but with him, I kind of feel like he's just talking about the main roster in general. But that's just my take. And starts talking about Samoa Joe, not knowing he was behind him. Samoa Joe interrupts challenge, calls Sami Zayn KO's Waterboy, and pushes him down on the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Sammy just got caught talking trash. Samoa Joe behind him. That match proceeded right afterwards, right? We had Joe and Zayn.
Well, we got the King of the Ring announcement.
The King of the Ring announcement. That's right. Yep. Yeah. So they announced the King of the Ring. Essentially, it's the mid card guys. I think the biggest names in there is going to be Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin, are I think the two biggest names that stuck out to me. I think they said Ricochet's in it, Robert Roode's in it. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember the other participants.
Oh, a list, honestly. Hold on one second.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can find it. Now, this is just from, I guess, they did show a lot of faces, like when they showed the press, and I guess this is what they're going by. The Miz, Ricochet, McIntyre, Ali, Kevin Owens, Gable, Andrade, Shelton Benjamin, Sami Zayn, Cedric, Baron Corbin, Apollo, Buddy Murphy, Cesaro, Elias, and Samoa Joe. So,
goodness gracious, there's a lot of them. Samoa Joe's in it, huh?
16. Yep, 16. There's 8 from Raw and 8 from SmackDown.
So in my eyes, he's probably I would still go with Drew McIntyre. Like McIntyre, I think
there's 3 guys has the best chances. It's Drew, Ricochet, or Andrade to me.
Yeah, I can see Andrade too. Andrade or McIntyre. God, it's whether or not WWE makes it mean anything, because we get like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal every year, and they hail it like it's a big thing, and it literally results in nothing. You win it.
I think it is, man. I think it's gonna mean something.
I hope so, and I hope it culminates at a pay-per-view. Like, I kind of just wish though that Um, I don't know, man. I'm thinking like, would I really want pay-per-views to be the only spot? No, I guess you do need some of the matches on weekly television.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think they said the first matches is going to be on Raw next week.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be played up as a big deal and mean something because one, it's 16 people this time. It's not just 8, so it's
Right.
bigger. Two, Fox wants a sports-like feel. Uh, no better way to do that in a
Then
tournament.
have tournament. Yep, that's right. Also answering
Oh.
the G1 climax. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a thing of it too. Yeah, I don't know. They have a G1 every year, so I don't want to say it's directly pointed toward that in any way.
But the popularity is growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's definitely getting more
they gotta be some
exposure.
correlation.
Yeah.
They gotta be some kind of connection, I think. But I don't know how.
I don't know. So after the announcement, we had, like you said, we had the Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn match. Zayn tried to get the jump on Joe. Zayn though was outmatched easily. Joe got him in the coquina clutch. This made me sad, man. After Joe won, he had to confirm that he was still heel. You know, because he did that thing where he showed compassion for Roman, who almost was killed in a vehicular manslaughter type fashion, and he showed compassion there, and so he had to reassure everybody that like, no, I still hate everybody, and so he said that he wouldn't forgive the crowd for accusing him of attempting to murder Roman Reigns. He'll never forgive the crowd. So just reassuring that, hey, I'm still a bad guy. And that's really all that was. What happened next?
Dolph Ziggler and the Miz. Miz comes up.
Ziggler getting heckled by Toronto cheering Goldberg. I think they were cheering Goldberg louder on Raw than they actually cheered during the pay-per-view.
It's possible. But Dolph comes out in the street clothes, selling the spears, selling the ribs, says he's not medically clear for the match. Miz turns around, he attacks. Match starts after the.
Yeah, so I missed the majority of this match because I had someone trying to come in my store after we closed and I had to tell them that we're closed. And then they proceeded to try and run business anyways. It was weird. People, if someone's closed and they tell you they're closed, just respect that. Okay, don't treat it like they're still open and ask a million questions. It was quite rude. But Miz won.
Yeah, they wasn't much to it. Dolph controlled the first little bit. Miz got some stuff in. Miz ran. Dolph was in the corner. Miz ran. Showed her first to the post. Showed to a zigzag for, near fall. A few moments later, Miz just sits in the figure four. Dolph taps.
Yeah, so I asked this the other week. I said, when's the last time the figure four has ended a match? And look at this. Miz picked up a victory with the figure four. Is this Ziggler's new gimmick? Like, is he the dude from the Monty Pythons? It's like it's but a flesh wound, and he just keeps getting destroyed. Like, I like it, but honestly, I feel bad for Ziggler, because the way he lashes out, it shows like a vulnerable, hurt person. Like he doesn't strike me as he's being a dink that I want to see continually get beat down. He I don't know if I'm just looking too far into it, but it's like the way he lashes out and he's just keeps yelling and everything. To me, I'm more struck like he's hurting, man. Like Ziggler is really hurting inside, and he doesn't know how to deal with this despair. And so he lashes out at his peers, but instead of his peers trying to get him through this turmoil, they just come back and continually beating him down just to get him to shut up. So I'm torn, man. I'm really torn on how I feel about
It's
this.
definitely interesting. Dolph's selling it. I mean, great.
Yeah,
Like you said, it looks like he's fighting himself pretty much.
exactly.
And the announcers are all. The announcer, like last night at SummerSlam, Cole was like, "Great, Corey, Dolph, what's wrong with him?" I don't know this Dolph.
Yeah.
This ain't the Dolph I know. So yeah, I mean it's interesting. I'm pretty interested to see where
I'm pretty sure this is just a Vince McMahon joke, just a gag. Just have a guy come out and get beat down and not accept that he's getting beat, and so he just becomes a glutton for punishment. I really don't see it going deeper than that. But
Yeah, I don't think it would go far. But
no. But just the way his delivery is makes me actually kind of feel bad for him. I really do, man. I really feel bad for Dolph at this point, and I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't think that's what they're trying to accomplish. Oh man. So what did we get after that?
Elias comes out and he knows he's going to get interrupted, so he pretty much tells whoever it is to come out, and they don't come. So he starts to sing a little bit, and then Ricochet comes out and interrupts. He's like, yeah, we don't interrupt you just to do it. We do it because you suck. And then,
I hate God, I hate that line, man. We do it because you suck. Like, that is the most, like, generic, uninspired insult. You see it get reused all the time on people who are not good on the mic. I remember it. Oh, I can't remember who it was last, but it is, man. I swear, there's writers that just like, oh, you're not that charismatic? Okay, just give them the "you suck," because I swear they think that pops the crowd when they hit the delivery like "you suck," and to me it's cringy by this point. I don't like it, man. There's no inspiration, and then Elias didn't even react to it, because all he did, Ricochet said, was "you suck," and Elias was like, well, you're not one to tell me what's cool and what's not cool. And that Ricochet said nothing of the sorts. Like, it was, I don't know, man. Ricochet needs some help on the mic, bro. He needs some real help.
yeah, that's not strong suit. I mean, I'm a big Ricochet fan, but I can't
Yeah.
say he's great on the mic, and he needs work.
Yeah. I wonder who could really help him benefit. Paul Heyman's good at getting people better on the mic. Paul Heyman was writing a lot of stuff for Ronda Rousey that elevated Rousey, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure, if Brock is truly going to be off TV for a while, Paul will have more time.
God, I hope so, man. Like, I don't hate Brock. It's like I you know what? He could be on TV. Just get him away from the title. Give him like a feud, man. Give the dude a feud that's not about the belt, you know? Give him a storyline or something.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't hate Brock in any way either.
Yeah.
I mean, also, he can go out there and have you go look at his work against Brian, AJ, Seth. He can go out there and tell a story and have a good match. It's just
Dude, I want to see him and Bobby Lashley. I really want to see him and Bobby Lashley go at it, man.
Drew McIntyre. Heck, I think Ricochet would have a great match with him because Brock works really well with the
smaller light guys, and Ricochet knows how to like sell getting thrown around. Brock would probably be able to get Ricochet to do like 2 full revolutions with the F5. But yeah, so Ricochet comes out to interrupt Elias. They end up having a match. Oh my goodness, drawing a blank here. So how'd the match go again? I'm sorry, I drew a blank there for a second.
No, I had to mute myself. I'm sorry. It was a match. There's a couple cool. The backdrop that Elias sent Ricochet as a hell of a backdrop. There's an outside dive. There's an outside dive. Ricochet landed really hard. I mean, it had its moments, but it wasn't nothing special.
No. So, who was Elias feuding with now? Because what was it, on SmackDown, I think it was? Like, you had Chad Gable, and now you have Ricochet coming out here, asserting himself. I missed...
R-Truth?
Oh, R-Truth. Yeah, R-Truth, too, with later on in the show, yeah. Yeah, Elias is just... It's weird, man, because Elias hasn't had a concrete solo story. Like, I cannot remember the last time he was involved with an actual ongoing story where he wasn't henchman. Like, wonder when he's going to sniff a title, man, because he would be really good as an Intercontinental Champion. I really think so. I think he would do really good with that belt.
I think he needs to work on his in-ring stuff. I mean, when he's on the mic, it's obviously he's amazing on the mic. It's just his in-ring. I think he needs to improve.
Yeah. But I mean, you could make the same argument that, like, the Miz was able to get his matches over with his character work.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm not saying Miz ain't good in the ring. Miz is smooth. He is smooth. But I trying to think. I think this is when I got home and like my wife made dinner, so that's why I think I'm failing to remember who won the match.
Okay.
You
Sorry.
good?
Yeah. My lord, my 4-year-old's on another level today.
she needs to go to bed, man. It's almost midnight. What's that kid doing?
Dude. Well, I think she slept pretty late this morning too, where she felt bad and stuff and getting over strips. So it's kind of my fault. I probably shouldn't let her sleep as late.
Yeah, it happens to me too. If both my kids are down and like they're in the middle of the day and they're not getting up, like I'm enjoying that free time. Sometimes I let them sleep a little too long myself. I know what you're talking about. But struggling to get through this match, man. Who won between Ricochet and Elias?
Oh man, Ricochet won. Elias went out to get the guitar. He came back in and he ended up getting sunset flipped into a roll up. Ricochet got the pin, but if you go back to the replay, Elias' shoulders were up.
Right.
Commentary played.
His shoulder got up. I remember now. Yeah.
And Elias was complaining too. So what I think will happen is next week. I'm pretty sure I said Elias was on that list. I know Ricochet was, but I think that'll be a first round match next week for the.
I don't need rematches. I want fresh ones, man. Come on, give us fresh ones, Vince. Fresh matches.
Well, true, but if I had to pick a fresh one, I want it in the semis and the later rounds. I'm okay with a rematch being in the first.
Yeah. So go ahead. Keep us rolling, man. Keep us rolling. Where do we go after this?
Right before that, I do want to bring up real quick.
Yeah.
Gray's brought up a winner's purse in this match. I think they need to do that so much more. Make instead of just going out there.
What do you bring up? You cut out a little bit.
A winner's purse. When he went to get the guitar, he was like, "Well, I say interested in the winner's purse." They need to do that more often. Make the matches mean something. So,
yeah.
Shout out to Corey for that. I did like that little detail. But
I wonder.
Next match was Ray and.
No, you brought up a good point. I wonder what like the kayfabe story is like. What do you guys actually win? Because like all they win, like Michael Cole is like, oh, they're trying to win momentum. They're trying to get some momentum. Like, oh man, you can't feed your family with momentum, folks. Okay.
Nope. Gotta make that money.
So did
kind
you?
Kind of like what Rey Mysterio was bringing up after his match.
Yeah, man. So did you cringe when you heard 2 out of 3?
No, not really. Just because of the guys that was in it.
Oh man, I cringed so hard. I was like, oh, Vince is going back on himself. He's not, he's resisting change. And I was like, oh man, we're gonna get 2 out of 3. And sure enough, Rey gets rolled up within like 45 seconds with the help of Selena Vega and Andrade being on the ropes. But to our surprise, Rey, they didn't cut to commercial, and the match went on from there. Selena was a factor in the match, but not a huge factor. And she wasn't even, I think, a factor in the finish. And Andrade clean swept Rey. Gave him clean swept him, which it's an interesting story beat. And then what followed afterwards, was an interview backstage, man. And Ray looked legit. Like I guess he's had some acting practice or something, man. Because he legitimately looked emotional. Looked like he was welling up. I think it was Charlie Caruso, but it could have been another interviewer back there
It was.
asking.
It was
Okay, asking like, what are you gonna do now? And Ray kind of struggling to get through his words, but not like he couldn't find the lines. It was more like struggling just to compose himself. And he was like, "Man, I've
yeah.
never, and I don't know where my career's going now. I've never been beat like 2 times in a row before like that." And he's like, "I got family to think about." And then they Charlie prods at him. She's like, "Ray, what are you trying to say?" And Ray just kind of struggles. He murmurs that he's got his family to think about, and then walks out of frame. And I was like, "Damn, there's that crisis of confidence right there." Like that's such a compelling factor into someone's character when they can show vulnerability and have that crisis of confidence, man. Um,
Oh,
where do you what do
uh,
you what do you take away from this?
I'm interested to see where it goes. Maybe it leads somehow to the hair versus mask match with, or maybe just a retirement match. I mean,
Oh
you're right, but
shit!
I mean, it's possible. I mean, Ray's what? He's mid-40s now.
Yeah, man, and he's been going at it for like 3 decades.
Yeah, and now he's training the son. So, I mean, he has more reason to take time off than he probably ever has. You brought up the cringiness of the 2 out of 3 falls. After the match, you realize why they'd done it. It
Yeah, no, I was
was
like,
to,
that's how the match is supposed to be used. That's
yeah,
exactly
it's
how that
clean
match is
sweep
supposed
where
to be
Andre
used.
put him over big time. The announcers made it a big deal. Ray made it a big deal with that interview, saying, like you said, never happened.
Yeah, no, it's
Charlie
interesting,
even
man.
asked him. She was like, "Have you met your match?" And Ray just
Oh
didn't have a
God,
response.
that's such a hard. Oh
So,
boy,
but the match
man.
was good. The second
Yeah.
fall was good. You had the Ray walking the tight ropes with the rope, doing the Hurricanrana, sending Andrade flying.
The
There's another
sunset,
spot too. Oh yeah, the sunset
the
flip. Yeah,
sunset flip bomb looked dirty. Like it did.
yeah.
It looked
He's,
sloppy, but it made it look more violent. It didn't look sloppy like
yeah,
they botched it. It just didn't look like pristine, and it dumped Andrade on his head. Oh, it was so good.
he's fine. But
Oh man.
big deal. It made a big deal, and that gives Andrade a lot of momentum going to King of the Ring.
Yeah, man.
So
It's cool, man. It's cool. Where'd we go after this?
Stone Cold was on Skype at
Oh
all.
my God, this. You not gonna crap on it, but I'm gonna crap on this. This was a pointless interview, man. This was you knew what it was for. Is we're getting the debut. What's it called? His new show that debuted actually right after Raw went off the air. Seriously, Stone Cold or
Yeah,
uh,
something like that. I don't,
something
the
something
life of Stone Cold. I
something.
can't remember what it is.
They tried
I
to
don't. I don't watch them.
they try to disguise it like Stone Cold. We want your expert analysis on Seth Rollins. And for one, Stone Cold's audio was off because it's like a Skype interview. So anytime Stone Cold tries to deliver like a catchphrase or anything, it just doesn't sound right, man. Like with the audio, and then not to mention his poise sitting there with headphones on. So it made Stone Cold look kind of cheesy, which is he's fine looking cheesy. But it was such a shameless plug. But then again, who am I to complain? Because the plug Miz and misses like every other week too. So they got to throw it to Stone Cold. But yeah,
Well, while it was a plug, I liked it in a way because if you ever listen to Stone Cold on any podcast he's been on, talk about Seth Rollins, his main question has always been, "I don't know who Seth Rollins is." He's always said there's been a disconnect between him and Seth, and he's not been able to figure it out as a viewer, as a fan. And he pretty much,
said that he learned who he
SummerSlam.
was at SummerSlam.
Yeah. So I kind of like it. They brought that into it.
That's
I
cool.
didn't notice. Yeah. If you go any interview he's ever talked about Seth, that's been his main question. He's always said he don't know who Seth the character is.
Yeah.
I
I
like him I like the little real they brought in.
And I will give him this, that Stone Cold wasn't the shameless one plugging his show. It was after the interview was conducted, then Michael Cole went ahead and plugged the hell out of his show. And
Yeah, yeah. Stone Cold didn't bring it up. You're right.
yeah,
I mean,
no, he let Michael Cole did it. So Stone Cold's part really was dedicated to Rollins, and then in exchange, Michael Cole plugged his show, and I get, it is what it is. It is. It's just anytime I see Stone Cold, man, I want to see a big moment, and him with a Skype interview, just it's like walking up to a vending machine and having no change. And it's like, oh man, I want something here, but this is not going to give me anything. Um, but okay, what preceded the interview?
this is the match of the night. Drew McIntyre and Cedric Alexander.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! These guys went at it, didn't they, man?
They sure did. It was nice. I love this.
What's it gonna take to elevate Cedric Alexander?
I think tonight was a great start. I mean, if you
Yeah.
listen to him go when he came out, no reaction when he's. But as the match went on, you had "Let's Go Cedric" chant. The crowd was popping for him when he was doing his moves, when he was out there working. I think it was a good start.
And he took it to Drew, man. He made it a compelling match. Instead of going, oh, this is a foregone conclusion, he really was able to draw you into this and go, okay, this guy's like holding his own against Drew. And that was really good, man. The match did come down to the end, like a scramble encounters of move after move. Ultimately, saw the guys hit the ropes simultaneously on opposite sides. You always know what that means in a Drew McIntyre match. If Drew hits one set of ropes and his opponent hits the opposite end, it's over. And boy, Cedric can sell that Claymore kick better than anybody. Because he does.
That's the best looking Claymore.
Oh my god, he does I wish I could just put the GIF in our show. But yeah, man, he does like a backflip and a half off that Claymore kick. And he is laid out, man. Oh my god. But yeah, Cedric is $1,000,000 in the ring. Oh man, I'm wondering what's it gonna take to make him compelling out of the ring. Because you don't wanna be like that for too long, because then that's how you end up like Apollo Crews. And granted, Apollo Crews, as great as he can't go like Cedric can, but still, you need more than just, hey, I'm really flashy in the ring. So I don't know, man. Drop your comments down below and hit us up, man. What could we do to get Cedric over? Because this guy has got it, man. Like, he has got it in spades. But what moment, story role, or what's got to happen to make this dude
really
must
showed out
see?
tonight, dude.
What's that?
They really showed out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The tornado DDT sequence, the lumbar check on the outside.
Oh, that lump.
So
I felt like that hurt
suicide
Cedric
dive.
more.
The suicide dive countered into the overhead belly to belly, and then that Claymore spot on the end.
It was crazy. It's real crazy. The lumbar check he did, for one, that's impressive. That's super impressive to do it to Drew McIntyre. But then doing it on the floor where there was like no give, I felt like that was worse for Cedric than it was McIntyre, man. It's like, oh man, that would just scare me. Like, I felt like that could go wrong. But yeah, hell of a match, man. I really want good things for both participants in this. I want to see Cedric and Drew McIntyre really be the future of WWE. But where'd we end up after this match?
Bobby Roode over No Way Jose.
And
only went a couple minutes.
Yeah, the 24/7 title segment of the night. Wait, no, yeah, you're right. That was Lucha House Party, and oh man, damn, no, this was just a match. This was just a match.
We just pinned No Way Jose in a couple minutes. That's it.
Shell out a Canadian wrestler, throw out No Way Jose. You know what's gonna happen. Got the DDT. Robert Roode gets the win. That's it. And that's probably going to be it. The moment they're out of Canada, Robert Roode back of the line again. You probably I don't even know because I don't watch main event, but I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Roode's on main event. That just strikes me that's probably where he is right now. Which is a damn shame. It's a damn shame because Jesus, he's such a franchise. When he was in NXT, and just man, it sucks. But go ahead and let us know where we went after this.
The Paul Heyman interview.
Yeah, go ahead, walk me through this one because I was only halfway listening. I think by this point I was trying to upload last night's episode.
Yeah, it was just a Paul Heyman interview. They came out there, and well, he didn't come out. It was backstage. Just said that they wouldn't be a rematch for Brock, and got a hell of a pop from the crowd for saying it. So
Yeah. Did make it look like Brock was going to be there because he had the door with his nameplate on it.
yeah,
Yeah, but unfortunately, no. It's a shame too because it would have been cool to tease a new feud, you know. Looking back though, was Brock winning Money in the Bank a waste now?
no, not really. I mean, Seth winning the first time was kind of, using the low blows and the stuff he did. It kind of turned some people off. The traditional people. The face has to go over clean.
Right.
All that. This was a good story for Seth to get it back if you just go back and the beat downs and promising the crowd that he was going to do it when seemed like he was on the verge of retiring by the time. But no, this is a better story than the first one, I believe, as far as the story goes.
But my point is, you could have had Brock get that title without the briefcase. You could have had a single preliminary match, right? Say someone else wins the briefcase. At this point, I don't even remember who was in the match. Wait. Ali was about to get the briefcase. So let's assume Ali won, right? Ali wins the briefcase. Brock ends up coming out, does one preliminary match on a pay-per-view for a number one contender spot. Wins that, gets his match against Seth Rollins, beats Seth clean. Bam, we're back to where we were when he cashed in. Now, Ali has not cashed in his briefcase. He doesn't want to cash it in on Brock because Ali's smart, and he's not going to do that. And Kofi's a face, and so Ali respects Kofi. And so Ali's just biding his time. The entire story plays out to here where we are now. And now you have Seth Rollins wins his title back, and we still have Ali with the briefcase, knowing that, hey, this dude's going to get his push. Like, everything played out. The only thing we miss is a couple memes. Because I feel like that's all we got out of that briefcase was just a couple memes of Brock and GIFs of him jamming out like it was a beatbox thing. Or a boombox.
I understand what they was going for. At the time, like I said in our show last night, I think really they just wanted a surprise, but they didn't really think about how long they can go teasing a part-timer as Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Having Heyman out there lying every single night. You can't. It's not really sustainable.
Exactly. It felt like it was such a short-sighted decision.
But, I mean, I don't know. I felt like out of it, Brock showed more personality than he ever did. We got the best beatdown that we've probably seen in 10 years. And
well, we could have got that beatdown without the briefcase, though. We could have still got that.
You're right, but you still got that surprise at Extreme Rules. Like,
oh, man.
You couldn't do, the story couldn't have played out. They were doing the whole, and it added to the story that Seth just saved Becky, retained the Extreme Rules, and then Brock comes out and cashes in on a beaten down Seth. You couldn't have that part of the story.
We could have just done away with the Becky Seth crap, No one would have missed that. No one would have missed that, man. because they did that
Oh,
just for that one pay-per-view, and it was extending the Baron Corbin story. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you literally could have played this in my eyes. I'm just throwing out a different perspective here. But I really think that because like I like the Money in the Bank to briefcase to linger, man. I like it to be a presence throughout the year, but the last couple years we've seen quick cash-ins. The last 2 years that I can think of, one of the briefcases was cashed in the same night it was won, I believe, right? Because 2 years ago,
That
what
was a that
you
was
had?
a 3 years back. I think that was 2016.
Yeah, because you had Alexa Bliss cash in the same night that Ronda Rousey was facing off with Nia Jax,
Oh
and
yeah, the women's.
yeah, the women's was cashed in, and then yeah, you had Dean Ambrose cashed his in the same night, uh, back in like I think 2015, 2016 maybe. I want to say this year. Who was the female winner this year of the
Yeah, it
money?
happened this year. It's Bailey. Bailey cashed in.
Bailey. Yeah, Bailey cashed in same night as well. And then so that takes one of the briefcases off television right away. And then the men's one, um, yeah, Brock's was so short sighted. And then who won the men's last year?
Last year.
Yeah,
What was it? I can't even remember that. Oh, it was Braun. Yeah, Braun.
Braun
With
Strowman.
that
Oh,
was
what a waste. So the last couple years, we haven't had a compelling Money in the Bank story. And we thought we were going to get one with Brock, but you could clearly see that they just didn't have a sustainable story to let it go on. And so this is just my personal speaking. I like the Money in the Bank to be a presence throughout most of the year. I like at least one holder to try to hang on to it until we get close to like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, getting close to WrestleMania. I think Carmella was one of the best briefcase holders in recent years. She held it for almost an entire year, I want to say. She made it almost all the way to WrestleMania with her briefcase before she cashed in. And that added to her character like in spades, man. It really did. So I don't know, man. I mean, I guess, I'm kind of going on a rant here. It just,
Oh, I understand what you're saying. I,
it's now we
I don't
gotta
really care
wait.
how long it goes.
We gotta wait another year before we get Money in the Bank again, man, and that bums me out.
I
Like,
don't.
it
I
bums
don't
me out.
mind how long it goes. I just prefer creating a new star, and obviously it didn't happen with Lesnar this year. But as far as that goes, but I do like doing something different and trying new things and
True, very true.
trying it with Brock, seeing how it worked with that part-time dynamic and teasing this mammoth of a man with the briefcase and I know Braun was mammoth of a man too, but he was a face. He just went out there and called his shot.
Yeah,
So
that was a clusterfuck as it was too. That
yeah,
was that was horrible.
they went a different route this time, and as much as it did have its issues, I can't complain when they try something new, or a
Okay.
new concept or a new dynamic.
All right, I respect that, man. I respect that. Um, shoot. Where was up? What was what happened next?
Oh, this was the 24/7 stuff.
Okay, so this we did get into the top guys, facing off against the Lucha House Party. This was supposed to be, I think, what Corey Graves was saying, top guys to reestablish their dominance on the tag team division, and yeah, it was just fodder for 24/7, which was once again good. We missed it. I personally wanted some more 24/7 shenanigans on SummerSlam. Uh, but so how many title changes did we get this time? We got the top guys became co-champion
Yep,
after.
first co-chance.
Yep, first 24/7 co-champs. They got R-Truth for the pin. R-Truth
And Truth won it back.
got it back. Did you see how
Got
funny,
away.
like, how many people were around that ring and how long Truth was allowed to stand there with nobody attacking him? You had what? Scott Dawson was fresh, and he was just more concerned about Dash being laid out than like, hey, get Truth. Truth's like down. Truth's like barely conscious right now. It was weird. But I did like the whole Benny Hill type thing or Bugs Bunny type thing. I think they said, where Carmel and Truth run to the back, go out one exit, and then like after everyone follows them out, they just come back out, like
Yeah.
from the other side. Like they just like gave them the slip, and then we got. By this point, Truth is a 11 or 12 time champion. Truth goes backstage. The camera follows him, so you know something's up. And he gets laid out Jeff Jarrett style with a guitar, man. And Elias is now the 24/7 champion. And that's where it stayed. Three-time champ. I wonder if Elias is going to get some good social media time now, like throughout the week, or if it's just going to get hot-shotted back to Truth tomorrow on SmackDown.
Probably. I mean, 24/7. That's what I like about it, dude. They drag it out throughout the week, too, so it's kind of fun to get on Twitter and just see what the hell they're up to with that.
Yeah, did you see Drake Maverick's like 3-video saga going to the meet and greet?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was dressed
Yeah,
up as like a John Cena kid.
Oh, it's so fun to see what they're... And it takes them... They're not scripted. They get to show their characters and what they can do on their own. And I love anything like that. Like talking smack back in the day, dude.
Right.
I think they made a big mistake getting rid of that. Just letting them do stuff themselves and trying to get over themselves. And Drake has. Drake's done a full job.
Hell yeah, man. Do you think they get full creative freedom? Like they just say, have at it with the 24/7? Or I wonder how much of a story is in place.
I would say Vince would have to be like, yeah, go to the wedding and do some shit. But I don't think Vince would map it out detail by detail.
No, because you hear that's the guys themselves, like just spitballing it, shoot a little skit, and then bang, you're good. I'm wondering how much freedom, because the belt changes hands so many times.
Oh, you're talking about like on TV. Okay, I was just talking about the social media stuff.
Well, the social media too, but I'm wondering how much like Vince plays a part into who's champ.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he like maps that part out. But I say like on social media, he lets them decide how to get to that point.
Just get back here with this guy with the belt.
Like I'm sure in Vince's busy week with Raw, SmackDown,
XFL,
and I'm sure
he's gonna have his hands in NXT apparently.
I'm sure every detail on a 2-minute video is like his words. So.
Yeah, it's probably beneath him. So, all right. Well, after Truth is with the belt, where are we at there?
Well, Natalya comes out with an arm injury.
Oh yeah, man, dislocated elbow. This crowd is brutal. Like Toronto is they are vicious fiends, man. And you know what? I knew it was happening because anytime Natalya brings up like her father's passing, they shit on her. They use it to get heel heat. Like she has not had, but maybe like she's had way more of these skits than actual allowing her just to have a full sentimental moment in front of the crowd. And I knew it was coming, man. I knew it was coming. She came out there talking about it's the 1 year passing, and she's in front of Toronto. And I was feeling her pain and everything. I was feeling bad. And then the boss's music hits, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, did you buy for any second that Sasha was gonna come out there and offer sympathy?
No.
Nah.
Hey, by God, Corey loved it.
Dude, Michael Cole exploded. Like, he's been itching to say boss time. like, I swear Michael Cole jumped out of his seat, man. It's boss time. Oh, my God.
I didn't miss that.
I do
Corey
not.
did. Corey was like, I fucking told you, dude. Fucking told everybody. Nobody listened to me. I mean, but no, it was good stuff, man. And of course, Becky tries to come out and save the day, and Becky got her ass whooped. And
so Sasha debuted her new hair. So she came out with her purple hair. She turns on Natalya, and then the change comes. Like, she takes off the jacket, and then she takes off the wig, and it's like, I have blue hair. So now I am a new character. Like, it was weird. It was like the blue hair is like a huge significant part of her identity now. She should go to SmackDown, bro. She needs to be a SmackDown superstar. Um,
I have, I kind of, in a way, I not just the hair. I would kind of like when there's a change for anybody.
right.
That change their attire. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but change the attire, and I dig that stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and you said it. Becky came out to try and save the day. Becky came out late though. She let that beat down go for a minute.
Yeah,
She came out, then she got laid out by Sasha. Sasha started taking the chair to her. So apparently Sasha is going to be Becky's next feud.
And listen, Sasha laid into her. You can go back to the videos on there.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there was one where Becky came up early and she got it in the head.
yeah, it was bad.
He laid into her.
I do like
Even
the,
Bubba Ray Dudley called it out on Twitter and was like, that kind of got real between those two.
I do like this feud is actually gonna be like our logo, our Smack Raw logo, because you got the blue and the red dynamic.
Yeah. And I've said it since I've been on this podcast, man. Becky needs somebody like Sasha to kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, beating Lacey Evans so many times, Lacey just got caught up. That didn't really do much for Becky, and let's face it, Natalya wasn't. Who predicted Natalya over that?
I mean, it was
Or
just the
Becky?
right time. You know what I mean? Canada.
Yeah, with Toronto and
Yeah.
stuff.
Had it been not going down in Toronto, yeah, freaking Natalya wouldn't even have been close to this feud.
No, so Becky needs this feud, I believe.
This
And
kind
I
of
think it's
sad,
going to
man.
be good.
It's kind of sad that they haven't built up any of their other female roster, like because they tried to invest in Lacey. They spent so long doing Lacey. Becky and Bailey have like cleaned out their division, and no one else seems like they're on their level. They haven't put time into anyone else. The closest person
Well,
they have is probably Ember Moon, but she can't get momentum at all. Like she can't get a win to save her life.
I do kind of feel for him in that regard, though, because I think the contract when Rousey signed was for 2 years. That was the reports, and then she does a year, and then she's out.
Yeah.
Sasha leaves.
But it's not
Amber
like
gets
it's not-
Amber gets hurt and misses, and then you bring in these tag titles, and like
yeah.
you got to fill that division out, and that kind of leaves your singles division. I mean, so it's an adjusting period for them. They're not used to these tag titles and stuff, and having to bring everybody different ways. Like Asuka's not been a tag team person until
Till
what, 2
recently,
months ago?
yeah.
So and Alexa Bliss. I mean, Alexa Bliss is usually right there in the single feuds, and now she's.
See, that's the
So-
one I'm actually cool with Alexa going to the tag team division because it's nice to give her something fresh. And
Yeah, that helps the tag titles too, because
Yeah.
you know Alexa's gonna be on.
I misspoke when I on the other episode when I think it was the SmackDown episode when I said that Alexa Bliss was the first Triple Crown. I was actually corrected. So Alexa Bliss has won the Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, and the Women's Tag titles. However, Bailey was the first one to do that, and Bailey's also the only individual to hold the NXT Women's Championship too. So Bailey actually was the first Triple Crown and also the only one out of all of these that actually held the
Only Grand Slam.
pretty much the Grand Slam. She's the first Grand Slam winner. Yeah, so I was corrected online last week for that one. But yeah, Sasha's back. She's heel. She's gonna be Becky's feud going forward. Then we got, after this match, we got the Viking Raiders in another squash match. They're just buying their time with them, right? That's something. I took this opportunity to make coffee, bro. Like, I was like, oh, I know what's about to happen. I'm going to go make some coffee.
I kind of got to explain to my wife why they're bringing in local talent in this, at least. So she was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Local talent." And she was like, "Well, why'd they bring local people?" So I kind of had to have that talk.
It's the latest sacrifice offering to the Viking Raiders. Then we
I was
got
like, "Well, if you destroyed a New Day in 2 minutes, that makes a New Day look like shit. So yeah, bring in.
Bring in some nobodies.
Yeah.
We got the women's tag titles after this. We finally got the Kabuki Warriors facing off against Bliss and Cross. And these two women's tag teams are probably the most in sync with each other. Like, I'd like to watch these two really have a feud. Because the Kabuki girls, man, they operate at a pace that is just tantalizing. And then Bliss and Cross do have a really good chemistry in the ring and a good dynamic.
I think Bliss and Cross has been one of the better told stories of the year.
Yep. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I was completely wrong when I thought it was just going to be a quick little betrayal story. It looks like they're going to hold off on that, and maybe they'll swerve us and have Cross turn on Bliss at some point, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I could see it too.
But it's a good match though. I mean, and that's what I said, man. Like I got shit on. Well, not shit on, but I did make a post after this match because people were complaining about them burying Asuka. But look, Alexa and Nikki's had this belt for a week, and they've already defended it twice.
Yeah, be
This
happy.
is great
They're
for the
doing
tag
something
titles.
with it. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. As great as Asuka and Kyrie are, they Alexa and Nikki has this story going on. They kind of don't.
Yeah.
And we know how Vince is as far as, if you can't speak English, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, that was apparent because they still had to do a phone-in Paige segment where she had to talk for the Kabuki girls. Paige is not with them because she's having yet another neck surgery, and she still had to make like a 45 second phone video, like hyping up the tag team that were walking out to the ring. Like, we couldn't. I knew that was like, they're like, they don't have faith in Asuka and Kairi Sane to
And I think
do a
eventually they're
program
going
with
to get
them.
to run. I mean, they're too talented not to, I think. But they're fresh. They're not been a team for long, and they're getting better as a team. I thought they had real good chemistry tonight.
Yeah.
But as far as long term, when it comes to that belt, or those belts, there's no better home right now than Bliss. I mean, it's obvious Vince loves that duo.
Oh, he
together.
loves Bliss. Like, he loves Bliss. And,
Well, just that duo, though. It's obvious that duo is very well liked, and they're going to get the airtime and
right.
get to defend the titles, unlike the Iconics. And so I'm pretty excited to see where these tag titles go with these two. I really am.
Yeah. How'd the finish go again? Bliss. I know Bliss and obviously Bliss and Cross got the win. But then they isolated one of them to get the Twisted Bliss. I assume Kairi Sane took the pin.
She did. Alexa pulled Asuka out. Did a nasty spot where she threw Asuka's leg into the ring post.
Oh no, Asuka went to kick her, and she
Yeah,
ducked
that's
out of
what
the
it
way,
was.
and Asuka
Yeah.
kicked the ring post. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I think they did something on a ring apron right after that to kind of put a stamp on it, and then they went up there for the Bliss.
Oh man. Afterwards, though, after the match, we did get our main event. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. Crowd was hyped for this match, and why wouldn't you be? You have two of the guys who are the two of the biggest stars in WWE. Masters on the microphone, masters in the ring. You know what you get with these guys. The match starts off, and it's good. You have Anderson and Gallows on the outside being a constant presence because that's what they do. They're a club, man. They're like rabid dogs. Like, you don't face one of them anymore. You are always facing the three of them. That's how it's gonna be. Eventually, the ref does get wise to the shenanigans and attempts to kick out Anderson and Gallows. At that point, they say, "Hell no, ride or die, bitch," and they just jump in the ring and beat the piss out of AJ Styles. No,
Seth Rollins.
no. They didn't turn on him that quick. Seth Rollins. But
AJ face turn.
yeah, But no, man, it was good. We get a predictable Ricochet. I'm not a fan of this, man. I want Ricochet to get away from Styles. Like, I'm not a fan, but I see what they're doing here. But this is where the confusing part is. So Ricochet comes in, he gets beat down. Obviously, the numbers are odd. Who's the third man? Because you're not just gonna have the three of them beat up the two of them. You know, Braun Strowman of all people comes out, saves the day, assures himself as a face because he grabs Seth's title, delivers it to him, and shakes his hand. And at this point, you know, he would turn on him if you know, he's going to reveal himself to be in contention. But no, that's it. He just turns and cheers. So this is pretty much a guaranteed 6-man tag tomorrow on SmackDown. Oh, I guarantee it, if they haven't already announced it on Twitter. If not,
I think it'll be next week.
You think it'll be next week on Raw?
Yeah, because Seth's never on SmackDown, really. Over in that one time. And
Yeah.
since he's only been, he's been a wild card one time, and that was it. Now that I think about it, since Ricochet's went over, I don't think he's been on SmackDown. Or
Yeah.
Braun. Has Braun been on SmackDown?
No. Yeah, it's kind of weird how they're splitting up the way the roster is right now. Yeah, so Braun was an odd one, man. Braun's an odd one. So kayfabe wise, why did Braun come out?
I don't know. I got nothing. But when you really think about it, he's not done much since Last Man Standing, so he's not really had a...
So kayfabe wise, you saw there was a vacant slot backstage, and he was just like, I can get on TV. It just runs out there.
He did take the belt to Seth, so maybe it was just he respects Seth.
He respects Seth beat Brock, something that Braun could never do.
Yeah, so he did go out there and get his belt and carry it to him.
Yeah, so Seth earned the respect of his peers. That's what it was. Seth earned the respect of the baby faces, and now they're going to watch out for Seth. Even though, like a month or two ago, Seth was on a murder spree. If you were even talking to Baron Corbin, Seth was attempting to kill you with a chair.
Well, but to be fair, I don't think he attacked anybody that was very likable backstage.
Eric Young, man. Come on, don't do Eric Young like that. Poor Eric Young, he threw his hands up. He's like, I'm not going to take it. Because at no point, Eric didn't even indicate he was interested in it. He was...
Well, Seth did say if he sees Baron talking to him, that he was going to get it. So, he didn't warn.
Baron shouts at like a stagehand, like, give me my coffee. And so Seth kills a stagehand. Like...
He stuck to his word. That's a very face thing to do, in a way.
Oh, man. Oh,
he said he was going to beat Brock Lesnar, and he done it. He sticks to his word.
He sticks to it, man. Oh, you guys. Awesome, man. So that was our show. Hey, so have you heard anything about SmackDown tomorrow? Anything we can expect?
Roman Buddy is on it. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they also, throughout the night, they kept recapping the story of the whodunit story of dropping the scaffolding on Roman, and then the vehicular assaults, and then of course the beatdown of Buddy Murphy and the reveal of Eric Rowan. So they just recapped that story. They didn't do anything to extend it. They didn't do anything new. We just got a bunch of recap on that. So I assume SmackDown, which is supposed to be Roman's show, tomorrow we'll get more into that.
Yeah, it's Roman versus Buddy Murphy. Buddy laid a challenge on Twitter, and Roman replied and said he had said it. So
You think he's got pissed writers off, man? just Twitter beef, like making writers undo like months worth of story rolls.
But it is kind of possible that Rowan and Bryan interfere, and it turns into a tag match. So
Buddy Murphy and Roman are not going to team up.
I don't know, dude. Rowan came out and attacked Buddy. It could be a start of
a face push.
Could have.
I don't know, man.
Was that kind of didn't feel sorry for Buddy when he had his face smashed against the wall?
Yeah, but that was Roman doing it. You see?
Yeah, but you still felt sorry for him.
You see the conundrum here? WWE
Still
does
feels
not.
nicer.
WWE just accidentally making us feel sympathy for the bad guys lately. Just doing it all
Well, I
wrong.
will say this though. That's kind of industry wide, man. The heel and face dynamic is so much more off than it used to be. Even in AEW, like Cody Rhodes, you don't know if he's face or heel on a
Hell
given
no,
show.
yeah,
Like, so it switches back and forth.
him and Brandy Rose back and forth on that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're like humanitarians one week, and the next week they're just like scheming people.
It's not just WWE. It's more industry wide, I think, right now.
Yeah,
And it's hard too when heels are. When you look at Adam Cole,
yeah, when they're
I mean,
so
a lot
light.
of people. Yeah, a lot of people cheer for the heels now. I mean, it's a different dynamic than it was back in the day.
Absolutely. Well, let's see who we're going to cheer for tomorrow. That's our show, folks. Thank you for joining us. Once again, I'm Kyle. We got, Sebastian over here. Hit us up on Twitter, at The Kai Tai Show, at WrestlingFan_32, or at SmackDrawPod. I guess we can plug the show, too. And you guys have a great night. Sebastian, any closing words for the show?
We got 5 weeks, I believe, to Clash of Champions. I think it's going to be real interesting to see the journey.
Hell yeah, man.
Especially with the randomness of Braun coming out.
Hope y'all get to attend
there's a
that
lot
show
of
live, man.
There's a lot of different routes they can go just from the night. I like the first show.
Hell yeah. Y'all have a good one.